6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Prime Minister performed groundbreaking of several development projects in Gawada today. Addressing laptops and check distribution ceremony, Shehbaz Sharif said uniform progress of all federating units is vital for prosperity of entire country. National Assembly was informed today that government is according top priority to provision of gas to domestic consumers. Foreign Office spokesperson says Pakistan is fully capable of defending itself against any aggression. Pakistan has lodged a strong protest with Denmark over desecration of the Holy Quran and dishonoring of the Pakistani flag in Copenhagen. Pakistan beat Sri Lanka by an innings and 222 runs in second test at Colombo today, wrapping up the series 2-0. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif performed the groundbreaking of different development projects in Gawada today. The projects include Bisma Huzdar Road, Avaran Jhaljao Road, Expo Center, 132 kilowatt Panchkor Basma power transmission line. Addressing the laptops and check distribution ceremony, the Prime Minister said uniform progress of all federating units is vital for the development and prosperity of the entire country. He said development projects in Balochistan will open up the doors of progress and prosperity for the people of the province. He said friendly countries like China, Saudi Arabia, Qatar and the United Arab Emirates have extended their generous support to Pakistan in meeting its economic and financial challenges. The National Assembly was informed today that government is according top priority to provision of gas to the domestic consumers. Responding to a calling attention notice moved by Dr. Nafisa Shah, Parliamentary Secretary Saad Wasim told the House that the country is faced with the issue of gas shortage. He said efforts are being made to ensure availability of gas to the domestic consumers at the time of breakfast, lunch and dinner. The House today passed several bills. Most of them were related to the establishment of universities and institutions of higher education. The House will now meet on Monday at 5 p.m. Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch says Pakistan is fully capable of defending itself against any aggression, as demonstrated in its forceful response to India's misadventure in February 2019. At her weekly media briefing in Islamabad today, she said Pakistan strongly condemns the provocative statement made by Indian Defence Minister. The Indian media had quoted Defence Minister Rajnath Singh as saying that it need arouse, the Indian Army would not hesitate to cross the line of control. The spokesperson said these unwarranted and totally unacceptable remarks reflect India's hostility against its neighbours, Pakistan in particular. Pakistan has strongly condemned the desecration of the Holy Quran and dishonoring of the Pakistani flag in Copenhagen. The Foreign Office in a statement said Pakistan has lodged a strong protest with the government of Denmark to stop such acts of hatred and incitement. The statement said we expect the Danish authorities to take all necessary measures to stop such acts of hatred and incitement. It said the intent of such evil acts is to insult 2 billion Muslims around the world and create friction amongst communities, cultures and countries. Finance Minister Ishaq Dar has said that China has rolled over the principal amount of $2.4 billion loan for 2 years. In a tweet today, he said that Pakistan will make interest payments of the said loan only in next 2 years. A memorandum of understanding was signed between Oil and Gas Development Corporation and its partner companies for establishment of greenfield refinery in Islamabad today. Addressing the ceremony, Minister of State for Petroleum Dr. Musaddiq Malik said establishment of greenfield refinery will help decrease trade deficit of the country. Giving a brief of the government's achievements during 15 months, the Minister of State said that the 138 million cubic feet natural gas of worth $1.1 billion was during this period. He said the dividends of agreements signed with Russia for crude oil will be passed on the masses very soon. Musaddiq Malik said negotiations are underway with friendly countries including Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and other member countries of Gulf Cooperation Council for import of cheap oil and gas. Minister for Economic Affairs Sardar Ayaz Sadiq has commended World Bank and Asian Development Bank in helping to deal with devastating floods in Pakistan last year. He was speaking at a ceremony held in Islamabad today with regard to highlight the contributions of World Bank and Asian Development Bank for socio-economic development in Pakistan. Speaking on the occasion, Country Director of World Bank in Pakistan Najib bin Hussain and Country Director of ADB in Pakistan Jiang Yi emphasized the harmonious partnership between the organizations and the Ministry of Economic Affairs. This is Radio Pakistan. All Parties Hurriyat Conference, while denouncing the ongoing arrest spree in occupied Jammu and Kashmir, has said that a large number of people, mostly youth, have been put behind bars by Indian forces without any reason, with sole aim of creating silence of graveyard in the territory. According to Kashmir Media Service, senior APHC leaders Shabir Ahmad Shah and Ghulam Ahmad Gulzar in their statements released in Srinagar made it clear to the RSS-influenced Modi regime that it cannot suppress the Kashmiri Muslims by using brutal tactics like killings and arrests and crackdowns. The civil society and human rights activists, in a statement after meeting the relatives of the disappeared persons in Srinagar and other districts of the Kashmir Valley, have urged the United Nations and other international human rights organizations to help distressed victim families in tracing whereabouts of their loved ones. The 75th martyrdom anniversary of Captain Muhammad Sarwar Shaheed Nishan-e-Haider is being observed today. Captain Muhammad Sarwar Shaheed was the first recipient of Nishan-e-Haider. He demonstrated indomitable courage and valor in defense of motherland and embraced Shahadat at Talpatra, Azad Kashmir in 1948. Finance Minister Ishaq Dar has said that China has rolled over the principal amount of $2.4 billion loan for 2 years. In a tweet today, he said that Pakistan will make interest payments of the said loan only in next 2 years. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation Group in Geneva has strongly condemned the reoccurrence of abhorrent acts of desecration of the Holy Quran in some European countries over the last week. In a statement, the group said, "We recognize condemnation of such incidents by relevant governments, but remain concerned that extremists may continue to exploit the absence of much needed preventive and legal and administrative policy toolkit in such countries." It said prevention and accountability on such acts are needed to protect individuals and communities from cascading impacts of religious hatred, hostilities, and incitement to violence. In West African country of Niger, a group of leaders have announced toppling the government of President Mohamed Bazoum in a military coup and declared a nationwide curfew. In the TV announcement, Colonel Major Amjad Abrani, alongside 9 other uniformed soldiers behind him, said that they dissolved the constitution, suspended all institutions, and closed the nation's borders. He said the President Mohamed Bazoum has been detained. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has promised Washington's unwavering support to President Mohamed Bazoum. In a news conference in New Zealand, he called for the release of President Bazoum. Israeli forces have martyred a Palestinian youth in occupied West Bank. The Palestinian Health Ministry said a youth was martyred by Israeli forces during a raid in Kalkilai. Pakistan beat Sri Lanka by an innings and 222 runs in the second test at Colombo today, wrapping up the series 2-0. Chasing the target of 411 runs, Sri Lanka in their second innings were all out for 188. The score are Sri Lanka 166 and 188, Pakistan 576 for 5 innings declared. And finally, the weather report. Rain with wind and thunder shower is expected in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, Punjab, Putha region, Islamabad, eastern and lower Balochistan, upper Sindh during the next 12 hours. Heavy falls are likely to occur in upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir, Islamabad, Putha region, including upper Punjab and eastern Balochistan during the forecast period. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.